Dumbest criminals ever, part 4. Next up we got the mom who let her kids ride up on top of the car in the pool. Police got calls from a couple concerned people, you know, because there was 2 girls riding on top of a car in a pool. And when she asked why she did it, the mom said it was to keep the pool from flying away. So yeah. Dumbest criminals ever, part 1. So first up we got Eminem with the long hair, who paid $500 to a wizard to make him turn invisible so then he could rob a bank. I'm sure you already know how this turned out. He tried to rob the bank and they'd be like, we see you. He then was arrested and yeah, he pretty much told the whole story and said it was all the wizard's fault.
Dumbest criminals ever, part 6. This is Bradley Hardinson. Bradley decided to enter a donut eating contest sponsored by the Elizabeth City Police Department. Everything seemed to be going great after Bradley ate enough desserts to win the competition and be in the city's newspaper. His victory turned out not to be so sweet when an officer recognized Bradley, who was wanted for multiple break-ins. Dumbest criminals ever, part 12. Suspect unknown. A driver fell asleep in the back of his bus when somehow a monkey managed to sneak in. The monkey then managed to start the bus and began to drive it down the street. By the time the driver woke up, it was already too late. He tried to chase away the monkey. The driver scared the monkey, causing it to shift the vehicle into second gear. The driver could only helplessly watch as his vehicle crashed into other parked buses.
The dumbest criminals of all time, part 1. After this man was arrested, he came up with a plan to break out of jail. After being in jail for only 24 hours, he had come up with a plan. But the plan was so dumb that the man ended up back in jail. The man decided to dig a hole in the wall. And when the hole was big enough, he decided to crawl out of jail. But when the man was about to escape, he was caught.
Dumbest criminals in the history, part 2. Jeezy Morris, 20, was wanted for violating the terms of his parole. One thing you don't want to do when you're wanted is to be seen. Although he didn't think about this, he and his friends posted a ice bucket challenge that went viral. Someone noticed Morris and called the cops. Morris was then stopped by the cops. He then showed a fake ID to the police, who then arrested him. He was then sentenced to more charges than he should have if he would have acted right.
This is the dumbest criminal ever.
When he hands over a demand note,
He gave them a note?
the staff set off the security screen. He makes a run for it. But he's forgotten he has to pull the handle to get out. Eventually, he resigns himself to his fate and waits for the police to arrive.
Oh my god, imagine being caught because he didn't pull the door. Watch full reaction videos on my YouTube channel, link in bio.
Dumbest criminals ever, part 4. This is Dorian and Dylan. On January 8th, Dorian and Dylan were looking to make some quick cash. They thought they hit a gig when they broke into Randy Schaefer's truck and took in cash as well as a computer and tablet. They then stopped at a Burger King miles down the road and began taking videos of the stolen goods. They then went across the street to Starbucks to connect to Wi-Fi to upload the videos to YouTube and Facebook. Randy later discovered that his truck had been broken into on his way to work. Randy then logged into his iCloud account to see the faces of Dorian and Dylan and immediately reported them to the police.
Here are some of the dumbest criminals of all time. Part 1. An 18-year-old in Chicago was attempting to rob a muffler shop. When he demanded the money, the employee working there said that the only person who could get inside of the safe was the manager, who had just left. Instead of doing what any normal person would do, getting the hell out of there, this dude gives the employee his phone number and says, "Call "Call me when your manager gets back." As soon as he walked out, the employee called the police, then he told the robber that the manager was back, and he was arrested and sent to jail. A 21-year-old named Frank Singleton was just released from jail. Immediately following his release, he carjacked a woman in the prison parking lot. While he was successful, he didn't know how to drive a manual, so he was sent back to jail. When police asked him why he didn't just wait a few minutes before returning to his life of crime, Frank said, "I didn't really feel like walking."